Good Friday morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm Maria Bartiromo, and I hope you're having a good Friday morning. It is Friday, May 3rd, 8 a.m. on the button on the East Coast. After 10 days without an on-camera statement about the nationwide college riots, President Biden finally decided to address the chaos that had some Jewish students afraid to show up for class. Here's what he said.
Moments like this, there are always those who rush in to score political points. But this isn't a moment for politics. There should be no place on any campus, no place in America for anti-Semitism or threats of violence against Jewish students, whether it's anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, or discrimination against Arab Americans or Palestinian Americans. Destroying property is not a peaceful protest.
Yeah, just to be clear, there was no Islamophobia this week. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, meanwhile, is the highest-ranking Jewish official in the country, in the U.S. government, certainly, calling out the anti-Israel agitators on Columbia's campus earlier this week. But yesterday, during his floor remarks, he did not even mention the protests or that just hours before his speech, Los Angeles police broke up an anti-Israel encampment at UCLA. Instead, Schumer focused on attacking Republicans over abortion. Watch.
Remember, most of these same Republicans are on record supporting a national abortion ban. The bottom line is that the extreme abortion bans are a direct consequence of Republicans getting into power.
I am trying to understand this reluctance from Chuck Schumer to take this on. Joining me right now is West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito. She is the ranking member of the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. She's a member of the Senate Appropriations, Commerce, and Rules Committees as well. Senator, thanks very much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you.
Well, we have not heard a lot from Chuck Schumer on this, and he is the highest-ranking Jewish person in government. Why? What do you think?
You know, I don't understand it either. Let's flash back to several weeks ago where Chuck Schumer got on the floor of the Senate and said Netanyahu, is not conducting his country's war the way that he should. He called for all kinds of different techniques and tactics that Israel should be doing or should not be doing. And, I think that was very misplaced. And then yesterday, in the midst of all of this, as we see the destruction around our campuses, the anti-Semitism, the slogans that are being shouted, and it's just very discouraging that the focus would not be on what's happening on our college campuses. You know what? It's politics. It's all politics all day for Chuck Schumer.
That's horrible. That is so horrible to hear that it's all politics all the time with Chuck Schumer. And it's the same thing with Joe Biden. Let's face it, Senator, okay? He is afraid of not getting the pro-Palestinian vote in places like Minnesota and Michigan. What else should we believe is the reason that he took so long to actually say anything about all of this anti-Semitism raging in the country? Shouldn't he have been out on day one denouncing this?
Absolutely. The president should have been there day one. Where has he been? When the rabbi at Columbia University says to the Jewish students, you better stay off campus, you're not safe. They have faculty there that, as safety concerns, you see how it escalated into such a destructive protest, and yet silence, crickets from the president. What was he doing? Was he deciding whose side he's on or how he's going to phrase it? No, this should never be acceptable on any campus, or anywhere in this country. Anti-Semitism should be extinguished in this country, and it has to come from the president, and he's had a very weak response.
Yes, absolutely. I want to get your take on the Education Secretary. You got a chance to question Education Secretary Miguel Cardona this week about the department's response to anti-Semitism on Columbia's campus. I want to watch this for a minute. Watch this.
Do you have people at Columbia right now on the scene to see what's going on there? Do you have staff there to watch?
I do not have staff at
Does the Civil Rights Office have somebody up there?
I do not have staff at the Columbia University. And I should share with you that we do have an open investigation at Columbia University.
Right.
Senator, tell us more about that. What a great question on your part.
Well, you know, Title VI of the Civil Rights Act says that you can't discriminate in this way that's occurring all across college campuses. He comes to our committee and says, I need more money for my civil rights department so that we can investigate all of these incidences. And to me, the simple way to see it is to be on the campus, to be there and have firsthand knowledge of what's occurring. And yet, the priority, they don't even send somebody to New York or call somebody out of the Department of Education in New York. I mean, it's so discouraging. It was so weak and unresponsive. They've spent all their time eliminating student debt. They've messed up the applications for financial aid for students, and then just sort of very weakly waded into the anti-Semitism on campus argument. This has to come, as I said earlier, from the top.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, the tone is set from the top. Then you've got the White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre discussing this potential plan to bring Palestinian refugees into America. She says they are taking the vetting very, very seriously. But if he were to take the Gazans now into America, doesn't that suggest that he's answering these anti-Israel protesters and giving them what they want? A group of more than 30 Republican senators sent a letter to the Biden administration demanding that they end their plans to bring in Gazan refugees and instead focus on securing the release of U.S. hostages held by Hamas. Senator, tell me more about this.
Right. Well, let's look at the situation. We have American hostages being held in Gaza right now. And that situation has been going on for months now. And we don't know how many of them are still alive. We don't know even, where they are or anything. So those are American citizens. President Biden left Afghan interpreters who helped us for years, endangered their lives. He left them in Afghanistan. And did nothing to try to bring those folks back who had helped us, and now he wants to open up our bounty and our country to Gazan citizens and prioritize that. It's political. It's all political, and it's so aggravating to me. It's unfair, but it sends the wrong signals around the world. Or who are we willing to stand up against? Are we willing to stand up against terrorists that use sex as a weapon of war? I mean, it's just, I think, misplaced. And honestly, you say to yourself, are they serious about this? I mean, how could you absolutely think that that's going to please the American public and that that's the fair way to do this? Especially on top of all of the rhetoric we've heard against Israel, right? It's not just Chuck Schumer on the floor saying we want new elections, you want Benjamin Netanyahu out, he doesn't serve the Israeli people anymore. Then you got President Biden coming out and saying, oh, yes, Chuck Schumer gave a great speech. So in the middle of all of this, and you have to ask yourself, why, after 10 million foreigners, 10 million illegals are in this country on President Biden's watch because of this wide open border, he wants to bring more foreigners from Gaza here. What's the ultimate goal here? Well, the ultimate goal is to get votes, to figure out. He's in a difficult position right now, the president is, because he's looking at the politics of it, as you mentioned earlier, and he's also got politics on the other side. And so, he's trying to figure out a way to weave through this. And to me, it just shows weakness. He should stand behind eliminating anti-Semitism with not these weak statements of throwing everybody else in when he's talking about it. It just, to me, sends a signal that he's trying to, I'm going to please you, and then now I'm going to try to please you because it's an election year and I need your vote. Yeah, and it's all moral equivalency with Israelis and Hamas terrorists. Senator, real quick on the climate change agenda, given your role on that committee, President Biden's new EPA regulations would force the closure of U.S. coal-fired plants, prohibit new gas-fired plants across the country. I know you're leading the GOP's effort to overturn this. You say this is illegal. Yes. It is illegal. Again, it's an example of the administration over-regulating over what Congress has explicitly legislated to. This will lead to the closure of all the coal plants here in my state in a short period of time, which throws a lot of people out of job. It raises electricity rates, but it also endangers the grid. He's on the one hand, here we go again, on the one hand saying you're all going to drive an electric car, we're going to have an AI society, which is a huge energy consumer. And on the other hand, we're going to get rid of all the baseload fuel providers like natural gas and coal. where are we going to get the energy for this? He's endangering, I think, our future. And also, we're not going to be able to help our allies when they have issues with energy. So we're going to fight this. We're going to overturn it. We're going to have bipartisan support. And I look forward to that.
Yeah, well, as I always say, this is not just an economic issue. This is a national security issue as well.
Right.
Senator, it's great to see you this morning, and we'll be following your work.
Maria.
Thank you.